Good morning, children. In our previous class from the 11th lesson, Nutrition in Plants, we discussed respiration in plants, respiration in organisms. So now I have to give the question answers of this. Let me complete this, then I will give the question answers of 3 lessons. Okay, reproduction in plants, how it reproduces, how it gives new baby, new plant, that we are going to learn. Reproduction in plants. During a spring season, our surroundings are filled with fragrance of flowers. Almost every plant around has flowers on it. We see a wide variety of flowers. Then we have already studied the different parts of a plant in class 6. Yes, during a spring season, if you see around us, it is a full colorful and gives a good fragrance and a smell. So this shows that it is a full of fragrance and a smell. Now in class 6 you studied about the different parts of a plant. What are the different parts of a plant, ma? Root, stem, flower and fruit, leaf, branches. All these are the different parts of a plant. We have already studied the different parts of a plant in class 6. Let us write down the names of the parts of a plant that we studied so far. Stem, leaf, root, flower, fruit are the different parts of the plant. Is there any that part you have not studied about earlier? Do you know which part of the plant gives rise to a fruit? Flowers are usually the most attractive part of a plant. Yes, the attraction, if we observe a plant or a tree, by its color, flowers, colors only, it gets the attracted others. So most attractive part of the plant is a flower. Why do you think flowers are so attractive and colorful? What role do flowers play in plants' life? Let us study about the flowers around us and try to answer these questions. Collects flowers of datura, china rose, hibiscus, cucumber, bottle gourd, products, sunflower, iponia, etc. Observe these flowers. Are they same size and shape? No, flowers are of different size and different shapes. So he is asking us to collect the flowers from some plant like datura, hibiscus, cucumber, bottle gourd and observe their shape, color and size. Try to draw the flowers collected and their names if you know them. We shall now study the datura flower to know more about the parts present in a flower. Floral parts. Try to draw its shape in your notebook. Now let me show. This is a thalamus. This is datura. Let us hold a datura flower by its stalk, and this stalk is green in color and has a slightly swollen head. This is called thalamus. It is the seat on which the part of the flower are present. Now you see that datura, if we go near the ponds and lakes, among there we will get this datura plant, and is asking us to hold a datura plant. It is also called as a thalamus. Hold a datura plant by stalk, the coda. This stalk is green in color and a slightly swollen head. Lightly swollen head. Okay. Now calyx. Now let us observe the part that comes just above the thalamus. There is a green tube-like structure called calyx, and the edges on this part towards the petals. See, now this part is said to be a calyx. See, this part is said to be a calyx. Okay. Now the edges on the part towards the petals have a thin leaves-like structures called sepals. The lower end of the sepals are fused to form the tube-like structures. Remove the tube of the fused sepals carefully. What do you see after removing the sepals? Corolla. There is a funnel-shaped corolla. This is formed on a fused petals. Count the free edges of this. How many are there? What is the color of these petals? Remove this funnel-shaped corolla as well. Observe and draw the same in your notebook. What is asking? Take the upper white portion. There you will find the funnel-shaped structure, they are called as a and corolla. And observe and count how many petals are there formed. This is formed on fused petals. Count the free edges of this. Okay. Androcinum, Andreocesium. After removing the petals, you can see a soft, seated, a bulb-like structure called ovary. Just above its fine tube-like structure called style. Goes upon ending in somewhat flat bead-like structure called stigma. The whole structure from ovary to sigma is the pistil or a female reproductive part. So whole part from sigma to the stils to the sigma is said to be a stigma is said to be a pistil or a female reproductive part. Okay, all the parts present on the pistil together are called as a gynosium. They are called as a gynosium. Draw the picture of the pistil which you have observed. How many pistils are there in a datura? We observe that parts are arranged in a different circles or holes. Note your observations recording the different types of flowers collected by you. She is asking us to take a different flowers, and first is giving about the datura. Collect the datura plant, and you will find a green color base. Just if you take a out color, white color surface, you will find a stigma, and the sigma to this ovary to the sigma is called pistil or a female reproductive part. Not only the datura, for all other plants also is asking us to find in that manner. Okay. Now let us observe male parts. Gynosium is a female. Andreocesium is a female parts. Gynosium of, let us observe male part, that is androecium, and female part gynosium of different flowers that you have collected. Observe the stamen and pollen sac of another anther of the flowers are the same size and shape. Observe various types of stamens of different flowers. This you can find among flowers in between. If you take out the petals, you will find this, and it is said to be a stamens, that is nothing but a male reproductive part. Let us observe female parts like ovary, style, stigma of different flowers that you have collected. How are they? Like male parts, female parts also differ from one flower to the other flower. So whatever the flower parts we observe, it is a male gametes, it is a male reproductive parts. Types of a stamens of different flowers. Now let us observe the female parts like ovary, style, stigma of different plants. Okay. Now see the figure 4 types of a pistils, and this type of structures you will find in a flowers. They are said to be a female reproductive part. And now it is given, one diagram is given. With that you can understand what are the reproductive parts of a plant, that is what are female reproductive organs and male reproductive parts. So it is a floral parts and petals. You know about the petals. Inside the petals will have the long thread-like structure. It is said to be a stigma, and yellowish color will be there, that is said to be anther, and to that anther a long stick will be there, that is said to be a stamen, and the stigma which is having a thread-like structure is said to be a style. At edge you will have the round structure, it is said to be a ovary, and the ovary is covered with some green color substance, it is said to be a sepals, and the edge of that, after the ovary you will get a thalamus. The last part is said to be a stalk. These are the some parts, different parts inside the flower, and the flower is a reproductive part. There will have the male gametes, male and female reproductive parts. Let us do a simple activity is given. So what is a reproduction in plants? So flower, it attracts with the different colors, and flower plays a great role, main role in the reproductive part, and when flower will have the male gametes as well as the female. So let us discuss clearly about that. Collect as many as flowers from your surroundings. As you can see that you have a least a type of a melon or a gourd flower as well. Now observe different parts in each flower. Record your observation in the table. This you can see that you can do because now we are at home only. Nearby if you have any flowers, pluck that and observe what are the stamens and what is the pistil and what are the ovaries, where are the ovaries, what are the reproductive parts, what is the shape. They are called as a gynoecium and endoecium are the different parts. Okay. In which case of cucumber or a bottle gourd, do all four parts in each flower. See here, in cucumber and a bottle gourd, you will probably find two types of flowers and each. Examine them carefully. Take the help of figure given below and find out the difference between them. Now a picture is given here. With the help of that you can find the differentiate in the flowers. Do you know any other plant which have separate male and female flowers? Give examples. So what do you see in this sunflower? It looks like a single flower, but is actually a bunch of flowers. The small flowers in that bunch are called florets. The florets in the center are called disc florets. These florets along the rim are called ray flowers. You will learn more about the special flowers in higher classes. Flowers may be classified on the basis of number of parts present in them. Okay. Now comes to the complete flower. A flower that has 4 or more whorls, at least one each of the calyx, sepals, corolla, petals, androecium stamens and gynoecium pistil is called complete flower. Example, datura, hypomenia and hibiscus. These flowers will have the 4 important parts, that is sepals, petals, stamens and pistil. These 4 important parts will present in few flowers, and some flowers will have 2 types of flowers. One is a male, other is a female. Okay. Now comes to the incomplete flower. A flower which have any of these or 4 whorls is missing is said to be incomplete flower. Example, cucumber, bottle gourd, papaya. If any flower consisting of 4 parts, that is a sepals, petals, stamen and pistil, they are said to be a complete flower. That example is hibiscus. If one of the part is missing, then the such flower is said to be incomplete flower. Example is bottle gourd, papaya, cucumber. Okay children. So reproduction in plants. What is the main reproductive part of the plant? Flower. In the flowers will have the male and female parts. Now ovaries and stamens, pistil, androecium and gynoecium, or these are the some parts of the plant which help participate in a reproduction. Unisexual flower. A flower which has either stamens or a pistil is called unisexual flower. Either stamen or a pistil is called unisexual flower. Example, cucumber, bottle gourd, bitter gourd. Is an unisexual flower a complete flower? Why not? Bisexual flower. A flower that has both stamens and pistil is said to be a bisexual flower. Example, datura, hibiscus. Are both unisexual flowers found always on the same plant? Try to find out. Bottle gourd, watermelon and papaya are another plant bearing unisexual flower. Whether the male and female flowers are born on the same plant or separate plants, let us see. Collect hibiscus, cucumber, bitter gourd, datura, hypomea, bottle gourd, flowers, etc. Observe the different parts in them. Record your observation in the table. see if you can collect all this. In case you cannot take the, you can take the help of the books present in your school library or else. So unisexual flower, if they consist of only either stamens or a pistil, then such flowers are called unisexual flower. Bisexual, in one single flower will have the stamens as well as a pistil. Such flowers are said to be a bisexual flower. So if it is unisexual flower, how the reproduction takes place? On the same plant you will have the another flower which has stamens. If it is having pistil in this, definitely other flower will have the stamens. So that makes us to reproduct. Okay, now is asking us to collect some flowers and observe the reproductive process, whether it is a unisexual flower or a bisexual flower. Okay, a picture is given. The hibiscus is a chance to get. Cucumber, bottle gourd, bitter gourd also will get among. Datura and Apominia may not get, but in these four we can try. Pluck that flower and observe the stamen and pistil. Pictures are given in the textbook. See, let me show once again what are the pictures of stamen and pistil. Here you see the stamens. If you have the structures like this, they are said to be a stamens, male reproductive part, and it is a pistil, it is a female reproductive part. Now sexual parts of a flower. Now take a stamen from the China rose flower. Tap the stamen gently on the slide. You can see some grains fallen on the slide. Put a drop of water. Observe these grains under a microscope. The grains are called pollen grains. Collect pollen grains from the other flower and observe under the microscope as well. Or all these of the same shape and color. Draw the different pollen grains as you see under the microscope. Take a pistil of the Datura flower as it is big enough to observe the internal part. Cut the section of the ovary of pistil as shown in the figure 8a and 8b. See, in this way you have to cut and observe. Inside that, that is a TS of ovary and LS of a ovary. That is pistil shown. Cut the section of a ovary. With the help of hand lens, study the internal parts. What do you see? Some small ball-like structures called ovals can be seen arranged in the different chambers. Now take a pistils of another flower as well by one and cut the ovary of them and observe. Draw the diagram section of the ovary and that you have observed. See children, here what is saying, take sexual parts of a flower. The stamen and pistil you will find. Now take a stamen from the China rose. Tap the stamen gently and they are called as a pollen grains, and place some water on the slide. Add few drops of water and observe under a microscope. Observe under a microscope. If they observe under a microscope, we will get the different colors and different shape. Try to draw the shape of a stamens of a different flowers. Now you take the pistil of the Datura flower because it is a big. Easily we can find the internal parts and cut the section of ovary pistil, and you can see the different parts of that and small ball-like structures. They are called as a ovals. Can be seen arranged in a different chambers. That's all for today, children. In reproduction in a plants, flower part is a reproductive part. In that we will have the stamens. It is said to be male reproductive part. Pistil is said to be a female reproductive part. And in some flowers we'll get a male and female in a single flower. In some flower plants we'll get a male and different female in different parts. And how we will identify stamens and pistilla, the pictures are given. With that you can identify what is a pistil, what is a stamen, and collect the different parts on different flowers and observe the reproductive part of that plant. And try to complete your classwork. After this, definitely I am going to give the 10th, 11th and 12th lesson notes. 13th is deleted from the portion. Okay? Thank you, children.